Moses Itauma versus Filip Hrgovic. It looks like this fight is finally gonna happen, my people. Sky Sports are reporting that a fight is being finalized and will be taking place August 29 at the O2 Arena in London. That's according to Sky Sports News. This is a good fight, my people. I like this. I ain't gonna lie. I think this is a good step up for the young British prospect Itauma. Filip Hrgovic will be the best opponent that he's faced thus far in his career. This is stepping up the levels, man. And I like this fight. This is gonna be a good test for Moses Itauma. We're really gonna see where he's at, because the last couple of opponents for Moses Itauma, like let's keep it real, they haven't really brought that fight to him. They haven't really pushed him. They haven't taken him into deep waters. Jermaine Franklin, tough guy, never been knocked out, but he was stopped by Moses Itauma. You know what I mean? He didn't really put a much of an offensive display. He didn't push Itauma. He was kind of just surviving in there. Dillian Whyte, the veteran, we all thought that Dillian Whyte was going to be the guy to really push Moses Itauma. Again, he got sparked out in less than a round. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all been smooth sailing for Moses Itauma, and we want to see this guy tested. We want to see what he's all about. We want to see if Moses Itauma can survive when he's taken into deep waters. Now, Filip Hrgovic, can Filip Hrgovic be the guy to do so? I believe so. I believe that Filip Hrgovic can and is capable of taking Moses Itauma into deep waters. It's just going to depend on what strategy, what game plan Filip Hrgovic, applies in that fight when it does happen in August the 29th at the O2 Arena in London. Filip Hrgovic is now, 34 years of age, top professional, only one defeat, and that was against Daniel Dubois. Very, very great fundamentals, you know what I mean? He's a very good boxer, Olympian as well. Looking at his record, he's fought a lot of the British guys, man, Filip Hrgovic. He's been fighting in the UK. He loves the UK. You look at his recent record, he's fought against Dave Allen, David Adelaide, Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois. Like his last his last 4 opponents have been from the UK, have been British fighters. So he's used to fighting these British guys. He's, you know what I mean? He loves it. Apart from Daniel Dubois, he smoked everyone else. You know what I mean? He beat David Adelaide. Very impressed with Filip Hrgovic in that fight. He beat Joe Joyce, unanimous decision, but he dominated that fight. Dave Allen stopped him. So, listen, man, going down the record of Filip Hrgovic, he's got the likes of Zhilei Zhang, who he's defeated as well. I think for that fight, when I was watching, it was a very close fight. He won a unanimous decision, but some people might argue that maybe they had Zhang winning that fight, and both fighters started gassing out. But Filip Hrgovic, looking at his record, going through his body of work, he's solid. You know what I mean? He's the ultimate professional. The guy goes in there, does a clinical job, never complains or anything like that, just gets on with the job. And he's going to provide a stern test for the young Moses Itauma. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't going to be a walkover. It ain't going to be a cakewalk. It ain't going to be a walk in the park for Moses Itauma. This is a real test. This is a world-class fighter in Filip Hrgovic. And it's going to show us where Moses Itauma is. You know what I mean? Is Moses Itauma really the best thing since sliced bread? Is he as good as many people hype him up to be? Like, Filip Hrgovic will provide some answers to the questions that a lot of us have been asking of Moses Itauma. So that's why I like this fight. Let me know in the comments what you think about this clash between Moses Itauma and Filip Hrgovic. I like it. Stylistically, like I said early on, it's really going to depend on what game plan Filip Hrgovic applies, especially early on in that fight when both fighters are fresh. Like, Filip Hrgovic, at 34 years old, he's never really been known for his gas tank. Yeah? He's a very good starter, but once you get to those mid rounds, 5th, 8th, and then you get to the later rounds, his gas tank does slow down, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not the best finisher. And Moses Itauma, on the other hand, we haven't seen him go deep yet. We haven't seen Moses Itauma into the 8th round, the later rounds. We haven't seen him there yet. So We don't know his gas tank, his fitness, his cardio, the endurance. We have no clue how that's gonna hold up as well. So for Filip Hrgovic, really, yeah, he has to decide. Does he wanna start fast and risk getting caught early by a very young, dynamic, fast, explosive Moses Itauma? Or does he kind of want to play the long game, be a bit more defensive early on in the fight, try and push Moses Itauma into those mid rounds, 5th and the 8th, and then the later rounds, and try and get to the young guy, try and take him in places that he's never been into, try and take him into deep waters, and then show his class then. But listen, it's one of those ones where it's very intriguing, because if Filip Hrgovic does decide to go for it early, if he's a little bit reckless, if he has some holes in his defense, then Moses Itauma will capitalize on it, man. We've seen Moses Itauma. This kid has the maturity. He's got the incredible ring IQ for such a young guy. His boxing skills, we already know, man. Do you know what I mean? He's up there. He's got the power. He's got the speed. He's a southpaw. He's awkward. He's got all the angles. Do you know what I mean? He can switch your lights off at any moment. So like I said, man, Filip Hrgovic, he has to be very careful how he approaches this fight. You know what I mean? He has to be very, very, very careful. Listen, Filip Hrgovic does have a great chin. I don't think Filip Hrgovic has ever been knocked down. I do not think so. He's been stopped by Daniel Dubois, but that was due to cuts. He does cut. You know what I mean? He does have those soft tissues around his face, around the eyebrows, and he does cut early. I mean, even Dave Allen, who doesn't punch that hard and didn't really touch Filip Hrgovic that much during their fight, he kind of just glazed him, and Filip Hrgovic was already cut. So can you imagine Filip Hrgovic going up against Moses Itauma, who's fast, explosive? He's definitely gonna get touched up early on. And if those cuts start opening up early on in the second to third round, Moses Itauma smells blood, mate, the referee might have to jump in, because if he's taking too much punishment early on, the referee is going to jump in due to the cuts and the blood, and the doctor might get involved, and that fight might get stopped. That's my worry for Filip Hrgovic, you know what I mean? But I would really want to see Filip Hrgovic come in there with his top game, like A game, and really push Moses Itauma all the way. Take him places where we haven't seen Moses Itauma being taken to yet. We expected Dillian Whyte to do that. He was unable to do it. Do you know what I mean? Dillian Whyte was already washed, done. He got knocked out in the first round. Well, who's the other guy? Jermaine Franklin, very sturdy, solid guy, never been knocked out. We already knew coming into that fight, Moses Itauma versus Jermaine Franklin. We know Franklin didn't have the boxing skills, but we just knew him for being a tough guy. He was tough for as long as he could. He could. Survived as long as he could in that fight. 5th round, he was already getting outclassed, outboxed anyway. 5th round, got knocked out beautifully. Do you know what I mean? Uppercut for Moses Itauma, beautiful knockout for the young guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, all the questions that we was answers of Itauma. Hasn't got a chin. Can he go into deep waters? What happens even when he's under pressure? He hasn't been answered yet. Can Filip Hrgovic answer those questions in this next fight? I believe he can answer some of them in terms of like boxing skills, because he's going to be, in terms of quality, in terms of just boxing skills, he's going to be the highest caliber opponent that Moses Itauma has faced thus far. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Let's keep it real. Like, in terms of boxing skills, the fundamentals and everything, Filip Hrgovic has great boxing skills, and also he's an experienced fighter. He's been in there with some big names. He's an Olympian. Do you know what I mean? He knows how to get the job done. My only worry for Filip Hrgovic, and this is not a prediction video, a fight breakdown or anything like that. That's going to come later. Once the fight has been announced, the date has officially been confirmed, then I'll come back with a breakdown of the fight and everything like that. We're going to talk tactics. My only worry for Filip Hrgovic is, one, his cardio. The fitness doesn't hold up for himself. So after the fifth round, when we're going to those later rounds as well, Filip Hrgovic, his gas tank is not the best. Also, he's not the most athletic fighter out there. Do you know what I mean? His athleticism, he hasn't got the athleticism of a Daniel Dubois. Do you know what I mean? To keep up with Moses Itauma. He hasn't got the speed with the hands nor the feet to really close the distance quick enough to catch Moses Itauma off guard, because we know Moses Itauma is in and out quick, very dynamic. He's got the hand speed, he's got the full speed, he's in and out. you need athleticism to counter that, because you need speed yourself. You need to be strong to get in on the inside quick and come out before Moses Itauma can catch you. Filip Hrgovic, very good, sound fundamentally. Do you know what I mean? Conventional boxer, as in he stands off and he's got a great jab, good 1-2, decent combination punching. He puts them all together, like, you know what I mean? Pieces them all together very well. But the athleticism, the lack of speed, and also don't forget, man, this guy is 34 years old. He's not 34 years old that's washed. Like the other fighters who are 34 and washed. He's not that. But he is 34 years old. He's you know, man, Moses Itauma, let's look at Moses Itauma. So Moses Itauma is 21 years old. So there's a 13 years age gap between the two fighters. That is a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is a lot. In any sport, that is a lot. So the age gap, the lack of athleticism, Hrgovic, he's slow as well with his hands and his feet. That's my worries for Hrgovic in this fight. You know what I mean? Especially early on when Moses Itauma is fresh. He's quick, fast. He's got the power early on. The first 5-6 rounds, Moses Itauma is going to have the advantages. It's up to Filip Hrgovic to kind of withstand that early pressure, uses his vast experience that he has in that ring, uses boxing IQ, uses good fundamentals of boxing, the skills to really weather the storm in the first 5 to 6 rounds and then really push this kid. Now, it's easier said than done because everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth, like Mike Tyson said. But regardless of everything that I just said, I still believe that Filip Hrgovic is a world-class fighter, and thus far, he will be the best in terms of like quality. He will be the best opponent that Moses Itauma has faced thus far. Do you know what I mean? So this is I like this fight, and this is the fight that I definitely would have recommended for Moses Itauma. This is that next step up. He wins against Hrgovic, then the world is his oyster. You're looking at the likes of Dubois, you know, the Frank Sanchez of this world, etc., etc. Many more names out there. But my people, let me know, man. Let me know what you think about these fights. Do you think Moses Itauma can overcome the experienced, highly skilled Filip Hrgovic? Or is Hrgovic going to have a bit too much experience and too much skills for Moses Itauma? How do you see this fight going? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, my people. I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. Please don't forget to smash the likes. And if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.